Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. The week has turned around from last week. I feel like we've purged all the bad things I have to deal with around this cycle.
Yeah.
I feel like if you think about it, doesn't your life happen in like I feel like every December is bad for me. I never have good Decembers.
I feel that way about really.
Early Decembers. Late December is fine. January is like mid.
I feel like February for me is when things start getting better. Or maybe March.
But like you don't have a historically bad season.
Winter. I mean, I get seasonal affective disorder for sure. Like I get so depressed when it's super cold and dark outside.
But I get summertime sadness. Like I feel like August is probably my not good summer month. But then September picks up.
I feel like my August is also unbearable, but only because I usually spend that with family. Because it's the summer, so it's when I can visit. And it's usually filled with trauma.
That's so dark-sided. But August is also going to be filled with family. Oh my God.
Cute.
Why are we like foreshadowing a terrible August?
لا inshallah khair, inshallah khair. Hopefully they stay out of your business.
Hopefully, but my titties are just so big.
Hell yeah. Let those titties out. Breathe the nipple.
Honestly, I was noticing this shirt. Like, I'm so lucky. I have so many shirts that do such great things for like
Cleave.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. I'm obsessed, and I just like have all the buttons. I just feel so slutty, but like so like
Which is a perfect segue into our episode because we're talking about my favorite thing ever.
yeah. Hi, little olive.
Oh yeah, hi guys.
I shouldn't say little olives, mature olives. This is the 18 plus.
Yeah. This is gonna be like keep your kids at home, lock the doors. If you're driving, stop at the side of the roads. Okay, you need to like listen up.
If you're a queer Muslim virgin, open up your textbooks to page 1. Get your notebook ready. What color is this subject? Do you think? What color shall the duotang be?
Oh wow, that's such an interesting question. I'd say a maroon.
Okay. Ew.
I thought of it. I was like, wait.
I was thinking maybe white.
Oh, interesting. I like white better. Let's go with white.
So today we're talking about anal, all things anal, because I like it's not even just a gay thing. This is a gay podcast, but I find
It shouldn't be a gay thing.
it's not a gay thing though. I mean, like most things, people think gay guys are the only ones being slutty and in open relationships and like messy, but then you talk to a straight person for more than 5 minutes and you just find out so much shit's going on. They just have like you think we have shame, they have like 30 times more shame. That's also like unidentifiable because it comes from a different source. Versus for every gay guy, you know where the source of the shame's coming from. It's like mom, dad, mostly mom.
Yeah, absolutely. I concur. I feel like in the straight world as well, there's such a lack of communication between the two species, i.e., like males and females. They just don't, I don't think they believe each other when they say what their desires are. Like, I feel like women are mistrustful of men, rightfully so.
They're dangerous.
Where they are. And then men tend to feel shame from women in the sense that they think they need to be a certain type of man. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
Feel your shame. This is the thing. Feel your shame. Do your oaths. This is the only problem I have with men is they act out violently. Am I someone who spews violence? Absolutely. But like, I'm not actually gonna kick your ass unless you throw the first punch. You know what I mean? I would never like star violence. It's not like something I'm excited about. But I think that's the fundamental problem. Because if you watch also the Queer Ultimatum with all those femme presenting women on Netflix, have you seen that one? You
Oh
need
wait,
to
I
watch
have, I
it.
have, I have, I have, I have. It's so good. I know exactly what you're talking about. They are so
They over
emotional.
communicate.
Yeah, they do. You're right.
They
You are
over
right.
communicate.
Yeah.
It's like, girl, shut the fuck up. Like, eventually, you just need to sometimes have your blowout, say this is what it is, and then walk away. But the problem is, lesbians will fight to the end, and guys will like kill each other.
Oh my God, wasn't there that one lesbian who died on the hill of I cannot be with you if you do not want my dog to
Stuck
sleep
in the bed.
Fuck
Yes.
you.
Oh my
Literally,
God.
fuck you.
That was the most aggressive
Because
you have ever heard from you ever.
not you, obviously. Fuck that.
No, I
Wait.
know, but like that's the most aggressive your voice has ever gotten. Even in like screaming matches we've had.
Was I masked?
No, you were still a faggot, but it was like
Okay.
it was so like wow, no, you felt something about that.
I've been holding that in. I've been holding that in and needing the space to share how much like I've had this locked in the chamber. I think that woman is so unreasonable. Or they, them. I don't know how they identify. But so unreasonable. The fact that you can't compromise or see or understand why someone would be grossed out by your nasty ass, like giant Labrador. Anyway, this is a tangent. Sorry. We don't have to talk about it.
No, finish your thought. You don't want
No, my thought is just that I think people have a right to say, maybe I don't want to sleep in the same bed as a dog and it not be this major, just like you said, she literally starts like bawling and makes it this big deal. Like, this is my child. I carried him for 9 months.
and even your kid shouldn't sleep in the same bed
Right. Exactly. If you're going to
forever.
treat it like a child, then treat it like a fucking child.
Where does Halloumi sleep at night?
Wherever he
Halloumi is John and Ali's cat. Me thinking of doing the podcast with John now.
No, he would never. He's such a shy boy. He would never get on camera.
I would never do it with him in the first place, though. He's not being offered the spot, so you don't have to reject on his behalf.
You wouldn't anyway, but okay, fine. She sleeps.
He would
wherever
never
she
get to
wants.
say no because he's never being offered.
Haram, why not?
Because it's the olive people, not the olive and the mayo.
But what if it's the olive and olive adjacent? He's an honorary olive. Haram.
He's a little olive.
Yeah, he's fine. He can be a little olive. He's like an olive budding. Like, it's
He's an
so
olive
green.
budding. Yeah. But I feel like I would never have a guest host. Like, no one can stand in your place.
That's so sweet. But really, I actually was thinking about that. I was like, what if there's a time where, like, for example, if I'm in Kuwait for 3 weeks or something, wouldn't you want to have like a guest? Or if I
This is the thing. Sound off below, olives. I think Ali could film 1-hour episodes while he's in Kuwait. I think he could find 1 hour in a week.
I'd literally have to like sneak. Like, I literally have no personal time. We could figure it out. We'll figure.
You could go on the roof or something. You can have a 1-hour conversation in private.
No, I probably could. I just probably would need to then get roaming. Anyway, we'll talk about it.
Roaming? You don't have Wi-Fi in Kuwait?
We do, but not on the roof.
Oh, girl, there's so many problems. Go to a coffee. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But maybe, I don't know. I guess I'm open. I don't want to ever be replaced by anybody.
Okay.
Try to tell you. I'll sue.
Okay. Anyway, we were talking about anal sex.
Yes. I have a list of questions.
Hell yeah. Is it going to be like a fire round or spit broad general questions?
Girl, I think we get so general.
We do.
Okay, so what does it mean to talk about anal sex as a queer Palestinian?
I think it's very important because I think the way people view sex is so funny to me. Like, why can't we just talk about it the way that we talk about like breakfast? You know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal. Sex is not a big deal. I think it's just
No.
I think it's because it's one of, like, to me, having like sex, I'm like the action. If you were to isolate the action, why is that seen as like such a private, like scary, taboo thing to discuss when we talk openly about like getting drunk or like doing other things that I'm like, what is the difference?
I think it's like sometimes I think about sex like a handshake, but then also imagine if handshakes, everyone just put their finger inside each other's mouths. There's something like intimate about like your insides in
I
our
get
society now. I mean, just generally, I think it's like more animalistic to be like, oh, my internal organs are like
Mm.
closer, so like you need
Is
to
it
stay
because it's like
away.
it's like peeling back the like you're saying, peeling back the curtain of what like you present to society. So it's like a very obviously it's vulnerable. Like
It's
you're
vulnerable, and people react weird to vulnerability.
right. I think that's what it is.
And I think that, like, for being in terms of queer Palestinian and talking about sex, is sex in at least our society is, I don't know, sound off below Palestinians or Palestinian adjacent people in the comment. Did your parents ever talk to you about sex, and what did they say about sex? Because I feel like my dad would rather jump off a balcony than have to discuss like body parts or like what to do, like relationships, anything like that, let alone alternative anal sex.
Mhm.
But I do have, and not, this is not to stereotype, I'm not trying to be like a bad Palestinian example, because this is a stereotype about our people, but I do have a cousin who has performed some interesting sex acts, we'll say, um, in the countryside.
Wait, what? What? Okay, wait, what? My mind is going like crazy imagining what you're trying to say. I have
He
no
fucked
idea.
a sick in.
What? Wait,
But it,
pause. Pause. What? That is a stereotype of our people?
well, like they say goat fuckers.
Oh my goodness, I've actually never thought or heard or
But
even
I think
knew.
that's a stereotype of like many rural, more conservative.
That poor chicken.
Yeah, no, it's like this is not a valid form of sex. But what I'm trying to get at is it's a society that doesn't talk about sex. Like any, not just Arab societies, but any conservative society that's really repressed, people start putting their dicks in holes that they shouldn't. When it's just like, if you just talked about the holes that are available and is more normal, just, do that. That's why I think we should normalize sex, so my cousins don't fuck chickens.
Yeah, please, Khalil's cousins, come on. That's not okay.
But it's like, you're worried about me fucking a guy's ass.
And then a chicken. Oh. I like, yeah, the morbid part of me wants to ask more questions, but I think we have to move along.
I don't know much about the whole chicken fucking situation, but like he is the village idiot of my family. Like he was at one point when he was living in Canada, he was like doing like car insurance scams. He was just constantly like that shisty, short, like ignorant.
How did this come to light? Is this just a horrible rumor you're spreading?
This could be a horrible family rumor mill, but knowing this man, I believe he did it as like perhaps a drunk dare, perhaps he was feeling adventurous.
Oof,
I believe it.
okay. Very, very fascinating stuff. I feel like that's the root of all evil when it comes to sex, is people are so mistrustful of how far men will take things.
Yes.
And I think there's like this notion of if we prevent them from even doing it, then they won't harm people. When instead you should be addressing the root cause.
Or animals.
Yeah. And the fact that men need to be like disciplined. Like I feel like we need some kind of like walkthrough. You can't just expect us to live in ignorance and then know how to have perfectly good sex and like know how to like be gentle with our partners or whatever.
Say something. If
Yeah.
you see something, say something.
Exactly.
Okay, so I guess that covers the way I started talking about fucking chickens immediately.
Yeah, I feel like now nothing's off limits.
Nothing was ever off limits for me in this podcast. I mean, I've already declared that. If you don't like that, go kill yourself. Like, go make your own podcast to go say your own shit out there on the internet. This is like, this is mostly for me. And the fact that it's, becoming super popular and cool is a reflection of me. And try to be like me and go do your own thing. But next question.
Mhm.
How has colonization, religion, or diaspora shaped how we think, feel about anal sex? I actually know a decent amount about this.
I can
think.
say like religion at least definitely makes it. I feel like
Are we gonna talk about the story of Loot?
we're gonna start right at the origin. So first of all, I mean,
The
not
first gays ever, our
the first,
ancestors.
our ancestors.
From Loot.
Uh,
My ancestors. Wait, my ancestors from Loot. I'm gonna start. That needs to be like gay Arab dad
Lore.
slang.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
gay ancestors from Lut.
Get into it, guys. I went swimming there. It was really nice.
Where?
Where they got crushed in the Dead Sea.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Sorry, but to carry on.
No. I was actually gonna refer to like the impact of religion on sex. I think is just I feel like the same thing happened to me that probably happens to Catholic schoolgirls, where like they just see sex as like this ultimate sin and so repress it for so long until one day they start having like voracious sex.
And you're like,
But
wait, nothing happened to me.
you're like, nothing happens, but then also I think the taboo of it starts to become the appealing part of it. So then you start craving more and more taboo things, I guess, not chicken fucking. But like my point being is I think if sex was addressed as, hey, by the way, everyone has sex, I think my relationship with sex as a child would have been way healthier because all my experiences were through hookups in the
So you
first
think
like,
you're
couple
kinky
years.
because you were repressed?
100%.
But I feel like I'm vanilla.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think the two are related. I feel like you're looking for causation correlation. But
But then what I guess like what about I guess what I'm trying to say is like I think in an ideal world, a gay person, just like any person, should experience desire in a healthy way in which it is in an open space and there's no shame. And like you're walking down a hallway at school, you drop your things and somebody helps you pick them up and your hands touch and you're like, oh my God, I feel like butterflies.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
we never got that shit. My first interaction with a gay man was immediately a hookup. My first sexual encounter was a hookup. So I feel like right off the bat, that just makes it not to say that that's bad. I'm just saying that because it was under the guise of shame, I think it clouds like what I actually want deep down. Does that make sense?
I guess. I mean, for you, your tea is always valid. I feel like I have a total different like experience to sex. Then I feel like my experience is less cerebral than that. But you were talking about like religious, you were kind of going through the shame thing. But what I wanted to draw attention to was in terms of, let me like restate the question really quick. Colonization, religion, and being diaspora shape sex, specifically in the modern era as Palestinians, Arabs, whatever, in diaspora, where we're surrounded by a society that essentially hates us and wants to like repress us and essentially, if not like kill us physically, kill us culturally and would assimilate us. And I think part of that is like the identity of being gay that has been created in the modern era is being like weaponized against us in a way. Because here's the thing, our ancestors in like, let's say Ottoman Empire were gay as fuck before the Ottoman Empire collapsed. But the thing is, no one was gay. Like, let's say if the Olive podcast existed in the Ottoman times, we would both be like podcasting with our like slave wives, like who are like doing whatever duties they have to do. And then we go to the bathhouse in the afternoon, fuck guys, hang out with the boys, come home, beat our children, ignore them, whatever. And that's that. It's not a whole like, yes, like personality, identity, like it's just kind of a thing you do. It's more like a hobby rather than a whole persona.
Mm.
And then anti-sodomy laws came into place in the Ottoman Empire after the collapse of World War I because these fucking piss drinking shit filled street European asses came and were like, you can't do this. It's
Yes.
disgusting. But they didn't have indoor plumbing probably. They thought it was dirty because it's like, well, you don't wash your ass or your private parts ever. So of course you're gonna think something's wrong with that. But and then those laws have since stuck around. Like I think if you look at like Egypt or like Algeria's laws, any of like the laws of like homosexuality in the Middle East are their colonial era laws of like debauchery, whatever, whatever. Like it doesn't come from like we think it's like, oh, our culture's like so pure, we've never been gay, we don't fuck with that shit. But it's just like it is part of homophobia is part of colonization.
Absolutely. That's something I tried to tell my dad once, where he was spouting off something random about either homophobic or whatever. And I tried to explain to him, FYI, even like the way that we view Islam now, like the Salaf, I might get hate for this, but like mainstream Islam is also colonial. Like it was also like,
The way Muslims hate communists is a CIA fucking plot. They like funded certain schools of Islam to tell you communists are your enemies.
but then
And
also like the traditional way that we practice Islam now only existed like in the past 100 or so years, as in it was very different. It was very different. And again, that's because when the colonizers came, they were like, it's easier if all of you guys believe the same thing. And all of you guys like are homogeneous, we can control you. So I
yeah.
feel like they kind of pushed for this like more strict religion. And just like you said with homophobia laws, like it's so funny to me when people think that their thoughts are like pure and untouched. Like my dad, for example, thinking like him thinking that homophobia was placed into his mind by God as opposed to like the colonizer makes him feel like he's actually rebelling against the colonizer. Do you get what I'm
Exactly.
Which is so funny because it's like, no, actually you're doing
It's like
exactly what they want.
because they have like they've pink washed themselves so well to be like, well, we like gay identity is ours. Like people have created this fake gay queer nation when it's just like we're all just different people who just share a sexual very much like like how like every straight man is different from every straight man and how every woman's different from every woman. Like there's literally nothing really connecting
Gay people.
gay people besides the type of sex that you can have.
Absolutely.
And even then it's like but we're gonna get into that. We're like we need to talk about top bottom verse.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, how do we move on to that?
Well, what myths or misinformation about anal sex are you tired of hearing in our communities? I would say number one, there's no such I'm gonna say right now, there's no such thing as being a top, no such thing as being a bottom. Everyone's versatile. And if you're saying you're not, you're a liar who is limiting yourself and you should go to therapy.
Unless you have a medical condition. I know a lot of people who
Yeah,
can't bottom because of
that's fair. I mean, yes, if you don't have the necessary things, of course, that goes without saying.
right, right. And I agree. I think everyone should try both. And yes, it's fair. Like some people, like I'm gonna out you as a preferred top. And I feel like,
But I'm a preferred it's medically necessary because I have hemorrhoids.
okay, so you're also in that group then.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's not as enjoyable then.
But
For
despite that, I do try.
okay, but you've told me before that you don't find it as enjoyable. Like you do it because you want to please the other person as opposed to like you feeling pleasure.
I don't it's not like all torture for me though.
Okay,
But like I think it's not comfortable for like the initial part. I have to get warmed up takes a lot.
I see. Have you tried poppers?
Yeah, and those definitely help. But I don't like that's why I don't bottom as much because I don't like having to have poppers and like have to like have all these things because that's
Mm.
one thing about anal sex is it's not convenient.
It is not convenient. It's not convenient, but I feel like you can get down to a routine. So I prefer to bottom.
Well, you're in a fucking partnership, so you can have
Right.
routine. I'm fucking
Right.
random
Right.
losers.
Right.
So like
That's
I have to
fair.
whenever they're available.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I'm not even really fucking, to be honest. I do more like side stuff because it's just again
That's
it's
your
more convenient.
preference.
I mean, it's because it's like the intimacy aspect that I prefer to have before we penetrate each other. But I mean, I'm always open to all possibilities. So I think I will fuck a random, but you know what I mean?
I feel like my one thing that I always hear about, like the process of bottoming, oh, douching is so hard, it's annoying, blah blah
Get up
blah.
a day.
Exactly. I was gonna say it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. And honestly, I'm always surprised. Oh, actually, this is a good. I'm so curious to know what your thoughts are on this. When I talk, if and this might seem unfair, and I know a lot of people are gonna judge me, but if there's even a little dookie, I'm done. Like I can't.
Yeah.
If I smell shit, it's over. And
Oh,
it's
the
not.
full set. You can't shower and get back to it.
I can't. Like and that's why to me it's like frustrating not to also like
That's fair, but I think you're weak for that.
I know because some people don't give a shit, but for me not to
No,
toot
I
my
give a
horn.
shit. I give a shit, but I can take a break and then be like, okay, I'm fine now. I'm not gonna be traumatized for the
Mentally,
next.
mentally I'm traumatized. But also like I
But for
feel,
how long?
what do you mean? Like just that
Okay,
encounter.
well, yeah, let's say John, because I have to use John as the example
That
because
happy. Let's use person X.
no,
Like
because what are you gonna fuck person X? We all know it's gonna be John again.
no,
What?
I still don't. I don't want to sexualize my boyfriend on the podcast.
Oh, whatever. People know. Okay, so person X,
Yeah.
this person you're consistently fucking. Who I wonder who that is. And you're like, "Oh, I don't wanna shame sex," but opposite, I can't
I
people
talk
just
so
wanna
many
know that I
people.
have anal sex with my boyfriend as a gay guy, like, if it
FYI, no, it's because he's not here. I would want him to be here to talk about it.
in this hypothetical scenario that maybe
I,
it's
FYI,
I don't
talk to
know,
so many people. Like I
you
have a lot
but
of
do you talk the
sex.
same person twice?
No,
That's not your man.
no.
Okay, so that's an important key part in this scenario, so that's why I'm saying
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay,
so
okay.
person
In it,
X
yeah.
person X shits on your dick. How many hours later are you okay again?
I guess if like the mood is right, I would be down after like showering and cleaning and making like getting ready and whatever. If like we feel horny again, but usually if the mood is dead, they might
But
do
then
that
what's your
next day.
clock? Or do you have to like is it the next sleep? Is it like 2, 3 hours?
Oh,
How
I guess the
okay,
next.
I guess how yeah. How often are you getting horny? That word's so
I
gross to me.
I'm a very sexual motherfucker. Like that's my problem. Or not problem, I guess gift, but it's also a curse. But I was gonna say, can I backtrack a little? Because I want to still talk about the shitting thing on the dick. I know you hate poop. Khalil hate.
I hate being graphic about poop,
Okay,
but we can
okay.
just
I'll be careful. What was it? I was gonna say something really important. Oh, to toot my horn, that's what it was. I have never once had an incident, and I've been bottoming for like 10 years.
good for
Never
you.
once because it's that easy. Like,
No, it's not. It's sometimes let's say you have okay, I'll think of one bad incident I had. It was just I had been at the club for hours and hours and
that's
hours.
fair. That's
And
fair.
then like someone sexy takes you home and they wanna like
Yeah.
fuck you. You can't I don't know, you don't really you kinda just in your mind, you wanna just be like, fuck it, let me risk it. Because sometimes you
You're right.
surprise yourself.
You're right. You're right.
Sometimes
I've been surprised before where like I douched and then I go out and then 6 hours later I still have sex and it's still pristine. I'm like, oh, I did that. But I think it's because
it's still pristine, he says.
But I think it's because I take a lot of fiber supplements, like just gay, like 101. If you're a bottom, you're probably like drinking some Musil or something. Do you know what
Yeah,
that is?
if
You
you're
get
a
fucked
good
up?
bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's good for you. Like
Solid.
taking
Yeah,
fiber.
fibers are great
Yeah.
for preventing
Like
cancer.
Yeah, and then also all my poops are perfectly formed and like bulky, you know? So yeah, get into that.
I
Okay, we
think
can move on
another
from poop.
I don't like size queens.
What is
Myth,
that?
because we're talking about myths or myth information. I don't okay, I'm not gonna be like, oh, small dicks matter. I'm not like anti small dicks. I guess I'm pro aesthetic dick.
Mm.
That's what I care about. I don't want it to be massive though, especially for bottoming. Like if you're having anal, like to me, the bigger the dick, the like less likely that's gonna happen for me. So I'm like not like I don't understand like they exist. People will be like I mean, I've just had conversations where like I think it's like, my inches are, inch in, but like people will just be like, no, I only fuck with like 8 or higher. Not outing myself as like not outing my
Enjoy.
dick size. I don't care. I don't I just think it's weird to state my dick size. Like I mean, if people really want to know, but like it's not that serious.
Right.
But like those people exist. I'm just saying people like size queens are out
See,
there and like it doesn't matter when it's going in your ass unless you're loose.
unless it's like a sausage down a hallway, which by the way, I I did not create that term or that phrase. I've heard it before, just so that no people don't come for me because I think it's a known statement.
That's funny.
But I was gonna say, I kind of disagree because I don't care if the dick is like mangled and been through like a chainsaw accident, as long as if you know what you're doing with it. That's the caveat. Are are you okay?
I
You
of
just
my body physically like because I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if you have an ugly mangled dick, but
I'm sorry
it
for people
repulses
out there
me.
too. I don't care about what your dick looks like.
See, and I these the hotter hosts too. So like,
But
you know,
we're both hot, Habibi.
we're
We're
both
both
hot,
hot
but we are whatever. Like in
equally.
term, if it was a voting competition, like we don't
It's
really need to
not.
do the vote.
Yeah, it's
It's
not.
not, but like,
Don't you dare vote, people.
don't you dare. But like, we already know the answer, and
No,
like,
no.
that's fine. It doesn't mean I'm still the better person overall.
There
If
you
that
go.
makes you feel
Yeah,
better.
colors.
But
You can
as
do
the
it now.
hotter host,
Yeah.
you'll deal with an ugly dick.
I actually sometimes I have this thing where I like ugliness. Does that make sense? Like, okay,
I've heard that from guys.
yeah, but we're going too far in. I want to stay on this topic.
Stay into anal.
Or stay on dick appearance. I think it's fine what the dick looks like. I do actually think dick size is important. Like ideally average or above average because honestly, I maybe it is because I've bottomed a lot. I don't really feel anything
Yeah.
unless unless you know what you're doing. But the traditional like
Yeah, you gotta have some rhythm.
you
You
have
gotta
to
like
rhythm, you have to be mindful. Like you if you're somebody with a small dick, you probably have learned the tools of knowing how to like stimulate a bottom's prostate better than say someone who
I think
has
it's more about angles than size.
angles. It is angles. But then the thing is if the size is bigger, you're guaranteed that whatever the angle is, it's hitting.
Actually, that okay, so one time in Mexico, there was this massage therapist who I had sex with. I don't know, I say massage therapist because I feel like he had a good understanding of the anatomy of the body, because that is, like, the one time I bottomed for someone, and I felt no pain the entire time. He was in and out, and it felt great, and it was like, "Whoa, so this is, like, someone who really knows what they're doing."
Interesting, interesting. Well, I'm sad that you're still in the phase where anal sex even is painful. I feel like it's not even painful anymore because maybe I think I've just like I'm very attuned to my hole that I know exactly how to like relax it at the specific moment because there's always like a hump where like it has to get through the second like sphincter and then it just kind of like relaxes the whole time. Or maybe you need to maybe you clench. Do you clench?
I think maybe I'm in my head. I could see that.
Yeah.
But girl, some of the dicks that have tried to go inside me, like you're just like, how the fuck is that supposed to get in there?
Yeah. Honestly, isn't there I think you can shove like I don't remember where I saw
I don't even want to know. No. This is an like gaping episode.
Anti-gaping this podcast. We are all for sexual liberation, but if you're a gaper,
There was a viral, like some white guy with a really cute face who went viral for
know
gaping
who
in
it
a
is.
video.
I know who it is.
I was getting, you know him personally?
No, no, no. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh, I just found it so annoying because I was just like, it's just, he's so plain in terms of attractiveness. Like he's hot, but he's so commonly hot. I was like, girl, you guys will talk about anything. But
Right. I
if
will
I,
say it is an achievement for you to be able to do what you do,
girl, I didn't even see what he did.
but it's like a feat. But it can't be good for you. Like that's the thing. It can't be good for you. I'm again not shaming your kink if that's really what you need to do to get pleasure. But a part of me is like, there has to be consequences. I want to know what a 70-year-old gaper's asshole looks like. Like, I need to know, like, are they just
It's fallen off.
is it just you're like shitting left and right? You need a diaper. Like, I'm like, what is going on down there? Okay, we can move on from that.
What do we wish we'd known earlier about preparing for anal sex? Emotionally, physically, or otherwise?
Emotionally, I can tell you, like, the first time I had sex in general was anal sex, and I bottomed. And
Same.
it was not good, girl. It was painful. He did not know what he was doing. I felt like I was like a tuna fish that was like flapping around begging for life.
You're literally, oh my God, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, I was like, please God, what is going on? But then as soon as it was over, I was like, I want to do it again, but better. As in, like, in my head, there was more to this than just this fuck. But at the same time, I was like very disappointed, very much like I didn't feel pleasure. Like it didn't feel erotic. It didn't feel. I think you really have to let go of a lot to start to enjoy sex.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know. It's also like compatibility. It's like people are like waves, and then if your wave is like interfering with my wave, sometimes it's like a matter of rhythm, and it's just like, girl, we're not on the same wavelength.
Are you good at reading people's rhythm and matching it?
No, but it's like because it's like like I mean, like I just feel like I'm the better leader. Like people need to do what I'm doing because like yes, I can match the person that comes in hot and heavy and wants to go
Right.
like within 10 seconds, but I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't want to like I don't know, like, I wanna do it my way. And I'm more like I'm more like vanilla with it. So it's like, there's a build up, there's like there's some sensuality to it. And then maybe we can get crazier once we like
I see.
we're like
I
in the
see.
heat of it.
So
If
you
we like
like what you like. Like you are a creature of habits.
I'm a creature of habit, but it's like I'm also like a horse where it's like you can lead me to water and I might drink, but like don't lead me fucked up. Like if I get spooked on the way or whatever. But you can lead me there because there's been times where like the good sex I've had where like a guy has gotten me to bottom by just kind of like taking control, but in a really smooth way where it's like, oh, this is happening now. And they do it in like a way that's good enough to where it's like, oh, I can trust you to like do your thing.
Hmm. Do you
So
discuss beforehand, like, I'm gonna top, you're gonna top, I'm gonna bottom, blah, blah, blah? Or do you just like
depends
go?
on the situation.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like if it's a date and you're just hanging out, then obviously you don't talk about that before. But a hookup, obviously, yeah, like hookups I'm more strict with because I tell guys, I'm like, you're coming over just to blow me and then you're leaving. And some people, which is fine to ask, try to ask for more. And then I'm just like, no, but don't ask me more than once
Agreed.
and leave after.
Agreed. Oh my God, I agree. I agree. Please leave.
But
That's my.
okay, physically to prepare, I think it's just like get yourself a bidet, use lots of lube, make them eat you out. Don't accept just a finger. I think just being like fingered is so whack. Um
I actually don't
and
enjoy. I
wet
really enjoy.
wetness is like just make everything wet and moist down there. And if you think it's wet and moist enough, a little bit more. And then also poppers. I mean, they're not legal. Use poppers,
Yeah. And also, I
but safely
recommend,
because that shit can
yeah,
like fuck you up.
yeah, absolutely. It can make you brain dead.
It can also like chemically burn you if you spill it on yourself.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah, I'll be careful, but yeah, do it responsibly. I was going to say something. Oh, use silicone-based lubes. I feel like that works so much better for
Yeah,
anal
don't
sex.
cheap out and get Astroglide.
Yeah,
That shit does nothing.
yeah,
That spits better than Astroglide.
right.
And also spit works well in a pinch.
It does.
But just use a lot. Like go ham on that dick, girl. Like get it wet from base to tip.
Lock in. Take that beta blocker, girl, and lock in on that dick.
Put your hair behind your head like I do. Get it out of your face. Yeah. And and don't use okay, this is no, we can't talk about blowjobs now. We're staying on anal.
Yeah. We have to stay on anal. We can have a separate blowjob episode maybe.
But that's it for me. Emotionally, to be honest, I don't really care that I lost my virginity to a hookup and he was like a douchebag or whatever, and I didn't really have a good time. I don't really care because at the time I liked this other guy and I didn't want to have to tell him I was a virgin, so I quickly lost my virginity to this other guy. I was like kind of strategic with it. And thinking about that now, I would do the same thing again because it's really like just get over the taboo of it.
Yeah.
Like, because you will have special sex with special people. Just because it's your first time doesn't mean like, oh no, my first time wasn't special. Like, special moments don't depend on whether it was your first time or not.
I agree. And honestly, like sex, the part of the enjoyment of it is that, at least for me, I like variety and I like differences. So some of the most memorable sex I've had has been in situations where it's not the sex, it's everything around it. Like, for example, going to
Yes.
going to a music festival, like taking acid,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and then the sex after, and then like like that shapes it, like the whole journey. It's not just the actual
The
sex.
conversation,
Yeah,
there's like an element of trust there. It because like yeah, sex is just a physical action.
right, right. I will say I have this thing where, aside from my relationships, I I rarely hook up with the same person twice. And I think it's also that desire of variety. When I hook up with other people, I do it because of variety. So for me, I wouldn't want to hook up with someone more than once. Like I've had so many people where I hook up with them and I'm like, okay, this was great. Like we do chat a little and then they're leaving. And then the next day they're hitting me up like, want to do that again? I'm like, the fuck? Like, no.
Because there's always some level of like emotional, like they liked it and they want more. You know what I mean? It's like having a food that you like.
But to me, it'll tarnish the initial experience because I like to
No,
build.
this is a boundary for your relationship, girl.
Oh, fair. Yeah, fair. But I also don't, I know myself, even if I wasn't in a relationship, if I was going into something as a hookup, not intended to like date them, I
But you
wouldn't
might
want
fall
to.
in love with a hookup. But you aren't but that's not gonna happen now because you're shut off to that. But if you were single, I think you would fall in love with a hookup.
Maybe. I don't know. Because
I
once
think it
I,
could happen because anything could happen. You fall in love with a hook because that happens because then you just start talking and maybe they did such a good job the first time because then at this point you're single, so why can't you hook up with them
but
again?
see, my thing is, and again, this is probably something that's my issue, is that if I get to know you, I no longer want to hook up with you. Like
So how do you date? What the
that's the
fuck?
thing. Dating, by the way, John was so patient with me. Like, kudos. I am not an easy person to date. Like,
You're high maintenance.
I am high maintenance and so annoying, and I had so much baggage. And like, the more I got to know someone, the harder it was for me to sexualize them because of how I viewed sex and intimacy. I didn't view it as like this loving thing. So like, it was weird to me thinking, oh my God, this person that I know now is gonna see me naked. That's so weird. Like that was my shame, I guess. But what's it called? He was just very patient with me. And honestly, I had to like really be mindful and like communicate. I think that's in a successful sexual relationship, it's all about communication. But in hookups, I don't want to communicate. I'm not trying to get to know you, and if I get to know you, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna see you sexually any.
For me, it's different. If
I know, like some people are like they need to.
if I get to know, the more I get to know someone, if I like what I'm getting to know, and you're the right presentation, like, which is like a lot. There's a lot of variety I'm into in terms of presentation. I could be like, "Ooh, this is sexy." Like, to me, I think it's like the physical part of your body is like it matters to a degree. Like, there's a like you have to be, let's say, like a 6 or higher in terms of body T, and then the rest of it is like kind of you can create your you can like turn me on or turn me off.
I mean, what you're
It's like
describing is very healthy. I feel like that's
I literally again, this I feel like I'm so fucking normal, and most people out there are fucked up demon people that need therapy. Yeah.
I definitely need therapy. I can't wait to
And
go back
I
to
seem like
it.
the crazy one because most people are fucked up demons.
Right, right.
This
I was
sounds
gonna
like the pre-schizophrenic. Like later, Khalid went on to like kill 30 people, saying they were demons, and he was like Jesus.
wait, question. How tall are you?
5'9".
Oh, cute. Oh my God, that's so cute. I'm 6'1". I don't know if it shows.
You don't give tall.
I know, I know. I bet I don't. I was actually thinking that
I'm
where I was like,
mostly like 5'9", 5'10". It's like up for discrepancy.
right.
Not that it
But
makes a difference for you being 6'1".
no, but that's so funny because I swear I had no idea, like in my mind, how so that like you know what I mean? Like I was thinking about that. I was like, I don't know how tall Khalil is, which is not a big deal, obviously, but I was just like thinking, like, what if like I see you and you're like on the floor?
But this like solidifies is fine. Do I seem short? Is that short?
No,
I
no,
feel like
no,
I'm
that's not
average.
short.
I'm just
That's
like an
not short.
average.
I feel like all my friends here, all my gay Palestinian friends in New York are like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah.
I think that's the average height for our kind.
But if you go back home, they're really short.
They are. I think, yeah, it's just my uncles for some reason are giants.
My
I'm
dad
not,
and my
I'm not
brother are
sure.
both. My dad and my brother are like both 6 feet and 6'1" respectively. I didn't get unlucky. I just feel like I'm just.
Also, I feel like there's pros and cons to both. Like being
But you also did really solidify yourself as the hot host by being like, yeah, I'm also 6'2",
no, but see, 6'1".
6'1".
But then also, I feel like as a bottom, my problem is that
You're not a bottom though. You're a verse.
oh, verse, but like if I am going out to bottom,
Oh, no one wants to top you? That's not true.
it's true. If they're shorter
Really?
than me, so many guys have this thing, I think, where they like don't see me as like probably wanting to bottom. And also it doesn't help that I have the flattest ass on
That's the
planet
thing.
flat
Wait,
ass.
being hot also doesn't mean you're gonna have better or more sex.
Right.
That is true. It also the thing to it's all mental. It's all a mental game in terms of getting someone to have anal sex with you and having the anal sex.
Yeah.
Confidence is key.
Agreed.
Confidence is very key.
Confidence is key, but also something I learned as a baby gay is that you do have to like, for example, and I'm curious what you think. My grinder profile used to just be like posing in a mirror, abs, like very like as in like very quote unquote masculine. And
Well, the classic torso pic.
right, but then I got advice from someone who was like, if you want to bottom more, you're gonna have to like exaggerate curves. You know, you're gonna want to look
Give bottom.
give bottom exactly. And giving bottom is actually so important if you want to bottom. Like it's not just about you know what I mean? Like you gotta I
Honestly,
don't
though,
know.
I feel like I give Dom Daddy top, and I still find guys who really wanna I don't know, I feel like I can do whatever I want. It's never been
Oh
an
yeah.
issue for me.
Hell yeah.
I've had my pick of variety. I don't think
Like
so, but a lot of guys do come to me thinking like I'm, Dom Daddy top, but like if I want a bottom, I feel like
it also
it'll
comes.
it also comes. It's like really not. But I also like I have a really nice ass.
I don't.
I have such a nice ass and like on I was about to say I don't know why it's embarrassing for me to say I have a nice dick. It feels
Don't
like
say that.
egotistical.
Everything else you say, and this is what feels egotistical. You're like,
A
I'm
little
the
bit.
best. I'm the best host here. I'm amazing. I blah blah blah.
I don't give like I don't give I'm a better top than I am a bottom, but I will say I have really nice private parts.
Good for you. Yeah. I'm
It's
not
like
gonna talk.
truly a blessing. I'm like a bit of like a top, pillow bottom because I'm like literally my presence is the present.
What's a pillow top? I know
Like
what a
I don't
pillow bottom is.
I don't really like doing too much. Like I'm kind of like
Oh.
I'm like a one positioner. Like honestly,
Oh.
I'm like low key. I'm like kind of out of myself as like I'm not bad at sex because if I put in the effort, you will have the best time of your life. But I want to come in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like
Do you get
I'm
short
gonna
of breath
I'm gonna
quickly?
put you in doggy or missionary and do my thing. And like if you don't finish at the same time, like too bad. I really like I do eat whole, but like I don't really want to. I do suck dick, but I don't really want to. That's the thing, I have to actually like you romantically to wanna put in the effort.
Oh,
Like, I like
interesting.
kissing, but if we're hooking up, it's like, I don't really want to, cause it's like, I don't know you, I don't wanna have my tongue all up in there, like, for that long, like, I don't wanna be touching tongues.
See, but I thought you said you liked the foreplay part of it more.
Yeah, but now I think I've been craving more intimacy, so it's like when I'm hooking up, it's much more utilitarian, like, that's why I usually only come in guys' mouths, and they
Oh,
don't do it I don't do
interesting.
anything else. It's like, you just come over and blow me, and, like, cause I just get what I want, and I don't have to, like, spend
Oh,
'cause
interesting.
at some point, it will like, I'm not anti-hookup at all, but for me and how I'm built, it was, like, taking away from my soul to, like, have full-blown sex with people, and then they literally disappear into the night.
Mm.
I think it's easier to just, like, have that, and then because then you inadvertently have really good sex with someone, and then maybe they stay the whole night.
Oh,
It's
I
just, like
see.
it, like, fucks with your head too much.
I
It's, like,
see. I
better
see. So you like view them more as like a sex toy. That you're like viewing them as more like your function is mouth right now. Like that's it.
that's
But
it.
but see, I don't like that. I don't like to. I love the. But if
But
it
you
made
see your hookups as people,
no, I actually don't see them as people.
but you see them
They're
as
still
full
people.
body.
So I see them as full bodied in the sense like I like the whole process, like of getting to know, like I like body contact and blah blah blah, but not in the wild. Don't you fucking touch me if we're in a dance floor. I think I've said this before. If
Yeah.
it's sex, great, but if we're out in the wild, don't touch me unless I've like made it very clear that you can. Anyway, where was I going with this? Yeah, it's so fascinating how people like different things. They really do. Like I actually
Different
prefer
strokes.
yeah, I prefer it to not just be one thing that we're doing because then it
Mhm.
gets clinical. And I feel like that's what you're describing as utilitarian. I feel like I like when it feels very spontaneous and very like we're moving with a like I need the other person to also be confident in themselves.
It's the rhythm.
Yeah. I need them to not second guess what they're doing.
Yes.
And I
Oh my
need
god,
them
yes, confidence in the movement because then it's
yeah.
like if you like sometimes people will put their hand down and then it like
Yeah.
pinches you or
Yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah.
it's like, "Oh, I'm going this way, you're going this way," and then you get
Yeah.
kneed in like the
Right.
walls or something.
Yeah,
And
read
it's like, "Girl,
body
no, this is
language.
we're not on the same like we're
Wavelength.
not our energies just aren't
Yeah,
connecting."
yeah.
So it's just like
You really have to read body language. Don't wait for me to tell you what to do or like what position
mhm.
I like. Read my body language. Like I'm
Read
reading
my
cues.
fucking mind, bitch, and if
Yeah,
we're the right match, you'll guess it right.
exactly. Exactly. No, truly, truly. It's a psychic process.
Okay, we're like kind of
Like,
this episode might be a little longer than normal because I feel like we have maybe 2 or 3 more good talking points, but
eh,
and this next one might take a while. How do we reconcile spiritual or religious identities with sexual practices that are often considered taboo, such as anal?
how do I
Like, do you have like a because a lot of people in our comments when I do post queer Muslim stuff are very like story of loot, story of loot. Like, what is your do you care about them? Do you have a response to them? Do you
so
have like a intellectual rebuttal or do you, what is your
So if we're talking like scripture, like if we want to like really dig into the weeds, many people use this argument like Lut specifically, it wasn't just anal sex. They were doing other things. They were like stealing from their neighbors, they were raping, they were committing incest, they were like, you know, that's what they were being punished for. It's not necessarily anal receptive sex. Like that's not like God does not give two shits. And maybe that's just something I've just like come to terms with my own spirituality.
Mm.
I don't think God gives two shits. Like,
I mean, again, like if you are queen of the universe, what do you care about what the ants are doing?
right. And on top of that, maybe at some point it made sense to like frown upon it the same way that eating pork made sense to frown upon because it caused tapeworm. But now with medical science and the technology and advancements, we have PrEP, we have condoms, we
But
have,
it wasn't frowned upon though. There's records.
oh, what was anal sex?
Islamic Empire, they
Yeah,
were
yeah, yeah. They were fucking, and yeah, they
it's
had,
the identity thing that has
yeah,
people pissed off.
that is
I
true.
think personally.
I think it's, but the thing is even in the Quran, I'm paraphrasing, but there's a scripture that talks about like who a woman is allowed to like be seen without a hijab, for example, or not a hijab, like,
Oh, you're talking about some kind of thing?
yes, where
Women
like
who men
men
who
who
have no
have
desire.
desire.
Yeah.
And it's like, who are men who have no desire? Eunuchs, like asexual people, gay people, you know, like, yeah. So it's honestly, I think I don't want to go there because I'm going to lose. I don't know the Quran verbatim, but I think more than that, my soul and heart tells me that me doing this thing while still being a fucking good person is not going to be the reason I go to hell.
Period. I personally think, I mean, I agree with everything that you said. My one trump card is, and I will take it to the bank with like, bring your baddest bitch out, Islamic scholars, because answer this question. Why does it say that the actions of the people of Lut have never been committed before them? They say that's a key part of the story. I don't even speak Arabic fluently. I can't even read the Quran, but I know this shit's in there. It was never committed before them. But you can look into societies that existed before the society of Lut did, and they were gay people. There's like two gay mummies buried to each other in ancient Mesopotamia. Like people have been. You're telling me like like bitches in caves weren't like trying it in the ass?
Yeah.
You're kidding yourselves. Unless the people of Lut were like the first fucking society that counted as humans, which we already know is not true.
True. Yeah.
You're really trying to tell me from those however many thousands, tens of thousands of years, not one boy and another boy got a little curious, maybe even slipped.
Yeah.
Like, go
Like,
kill yourself.
yeah. And then, but also, I want to say that don't like if you have religious ideations or thoughts of like us being like sinful and wrong, just leave. Just don't give us your energy. Like, why are you watching this? You know, like, why are you even here? Like, just go somewhere else. You know, like, we get it. You don't like us. It's fine. We don't need you to like you. We're not trying to convert people into gay to become like faggots. You can do
But if
whatever
you
you want.
are gay, take up weapons and attack the straights. This is the gay agenda. This is
Yeah.
the message. This is the time now.
Now is the time. If you watch this long, arm the gays.
We're trying to mobilize.
Yeah.
Okay, Slay. Do you have any funny, weird, or memorable anal sex stories you want to
Ooh.
share?
Let me think. Funny or memorable? I mean, I've had a lot of good stories, but I'm not going to share any of that. What has been the biggest number of people you've hooked up with at the same time?
Well, I've been in full-blown orgies with, like, lots of men around.
I've actually never been in an orgy. That might surprise you.
It does actually.
Yeah, I would want to. Like, I'm
I
not
feel like they're so vanilla because it's literally just like imagine having sex, but just like there's lots of people.
right. That's what I imagine. See, I think that's my thing. Is that so? All of them are not involved at the same time. They're just doing
Yeah,
their own thing. Right.
literally.
I think the
But you
most
can be like, it can become a group. Like it's
gotcha.
like a house party. I don't know. It's like a house party, but everyone's fucking.
That's so interesting. For me, it's just like four people, which I think, or four or five, maybe five. But I think, yeah, that's it. Probably the
Yeah, I've had some good times.
Yeah, honestly, like that makes me happy. Like thinking I've really experienced a lot of things that I feel like straight people don't get to experience because they're so closed off in the idea of just like one and two, you know? It's good to be gay.
My funny story is there was one time I think I was at a bathhouse.
Mhm. Oh, wait, I've been to a bathhouse. Does that
That's like
count as an orgy?
that's what an orgy kind of is.
You're right. So yes, I have, okay. Anyway, continue.
So I just remember this one guy was trying to have sex with me and I was down, but then as I was like in my little like arch back, whatever, I was like, honestly, I could really not do this. And he was like, you know when it feels like someone's like literally trying to put it in your back and you're just like then you have to tell them lower, lower, whatever, you have to help them out. I was like, you know what? Let me just like not help this guy out and like just see how
You
long
just
it
sat there. I've
yeah.
done. You know what? I've done that before too.
Because I'm just like, I don't really want to. And then he like tried for a couple minutes and then he like took as soon as he took a pause, I just turned around. I was like, I don't think it's gonna work.
You know what? Yeah. Oh, have you had like hookup stories where you go there and they're not? This is kind of deviating from the topic, but like
They
go in,
catfish.
they catfish and they look
Yeah.
very different. Yeah.
One time I said I left my wallet somewhere and I just walked out. But now I don't even make up an excuse. I'm just like, no.
Yeah. I think I'm actually like craving my next catfish experience to do exactly what you're saying. I wanna I wanna actually be like, fuck you. Like
You don't have to no, no, no. I don't think you should say fuck you.
no, I mean like like mentally fuck you, but like I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh sorry, not feeling it. Bye. Like
Yeah.
and they
I
like
think
know
it's like you're
exactly what they
they know what they did. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like, that's the thing. Like, when you know you're right, you don't need to, like,
Right.
beat someone when they're down.
Right.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like, that's a whole different topic for a whole different
It
episode.
really is. Yeah.
Because there's some nasty bitches out there.
There are. You guys can lie. I hate liars.
Yeah, and you know who you are, liars.
Is this the anal sex episode?
This is the anal sex episode.
Yeah. Oh wait,
Get fucked.
I wanna do media moments.
Oh, yeah, people do fuck with that. That's how you know people are getting to the end of the episodes.
No, but the thing is you're posting them as reels, no?
I never post the media
Oh,
moment.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
That's not a highlight.
You're right. So
How is
are
that
you
gonna go viral?
you're no, you're right. You're right. Are you familiar with Ali and AJ?
Yes, I am. I've heard that name.
You know, like into the rush now, you don't
Yes.
even know how. Yeah, so they released a new album recently. It's called Silver Deliverer, and it's really good. I'm going to see them in concert in October. I got tickets.
Oh, exciting. Let me see what I have spinning. Honestly, I've been in a music
Drought.
slump, drought. I'm gonna just check my on repeat. It's literally the same as like the last every time we talk about a media moment, I'm like, I'm
It's
listening to
gonna be
everything about
Bad
this.
Baby.
But no, okay, there's different people on there besides Bad Baby, but Bad Baby OG Crash Out is still number 2 on my on repeat. Number 1 is Clementina by Saint Laurent. That song literally slaps.
Clementina. It is good.
I
Yeah.
have a Baby Morocco song 3rd, SXC. The song I actually wanted to talk about is this. It's a Thai like hip hop pop song. I
Gunner.
don't know. Yeah. It's so fun.
Ooh, that
I love
reminds me.
I love Thai as the language, so
I feel like the only Thai song I know, unfortunately, is "Scream," which is Grimes a Grimes song, and she has a Thai rapper in it, and it's pretty good. But we don't like Grimes.
Okay, is Grimes and FKA Twigs like not kind of the same person?
Come on, are you
Sorry,
insane?
sorry,
Are
Aries.
you
I did not even say that to piss you off, but it's a
No,
thought
that
that came
is
to my head.
so different. Oh my god.
We won't even discuss. Sound off below if you see. You
Yeah.
kind of know what I mean, though.
You're leading them on. You're like pushing them to it.
No, I'm not. I just said it, and I just said if anyone knows what I mean.
There's a track that I listen to. We can end the thing. I'm gonna look for something that I think you would like.
Okay. Okay. Well, we have to say bye. Bye, Olives.
Bye,
Please like, subscribe, share the podcast,
Yeah,
support,
love you guys.
stay sexy.
Yeah,
Peace.
bye.